Hello artists, Mrs. Castle here, and we're going to talk about basics of jelly plate printmaking. Should have already watched the video about how to properly handle jelly plates, and so yeah, what you should do and should not do with the jelly plate should be pretty clear. When you go to print, you're going to need several things. You're going to need your jelly plate, and you will come pick these up from me. I'm not going to come to you and pass them out. You're going to come get it from me. And then at the end of the class, you're going to return it to me. I'm kind of protective over them because they cost close to $20 right now to replace. So we're going to treat them with respect. And get it from me, return it to me at the end of class. You're also going to need a pencil to put your name on your printing paper, and you're going to need a clean off paper, or probably several clean off papers to clean your brayer. And this is a brayer. It is not a roller like you paint on a wall, because those are fuzzy. This is the middle of the roller part is wood, and it's covered with some rubber. So this is not a roller, it's a brayer. And you're going to need some paint. We're going to start with doing one color, and then I'll do two more examples with 2 colors and then 3 colors. And we'll talk about important parts of each thing. So for part 1, we're going to do just a basic jelly plate print. But before I start, I'm going to put my name. And please put your period on. I'm going to do 3 sheets of paper because that's how many we're going to use. Every video, you are going to do at least 3 prints. Every video. So if you turn in 1 print for each video, you're going to get about a point for each video. And for part A, that's going to be 1 point for each video. That's 2 points out of 14. 2 out of 14 for this year. I may change that in future years and semesters. So, but it's not going to be very much, and it's essentially going to give you a failing grade on your video. Okay, so the paint is in these little flexible tubes that are easy to squeeze, so it doesn't take a lot to squeeze. I'm just going to squeeze up a little bit, and then I'm going to dot it around on my jelly plate. This is not really thick. It's not big globs, it's just like little dots. And they kind of look like little Hershey Kisses. That's plenty of paint to cover your jelly plate. And I'm going to use my brayer to spread out the paint. Okay, notice, I've got it all spread evenly, and I'm going to clean it off on my clean off paper. It's called a clean off paper because we're going to get the excess paint off of the brayer. See how thin that paint is? I can see my fingers through it. It's not like super clear, but I can pick it up and I can see through the paint. And right here, I can even see through the paint. So I use a really little bit. There should not ever be, this is dried paint that was left by somebody who was using too much paint. There should never be fresh paint around the edges of your jelly plate. Never. Okay, then I'm going to take my paper with my name facing up, and I'm going to place that down, and then I'm going to rub all around to pick up all of the paint. Okay, okay, anyway, we'll go into that later. Then I peel it off. And notice most of my paint got picked up. This little bit that didn't get picked up, that's okay. That's kind of part of the process, and that little bit could show up in my next print and be kind of cool. Okay, so now we're gonna do 2 colors, and I'm gonna pick 2 colors that kind of coordinate together, but show up. You know, some students have been kind of rough and pulled the lid off. Please keep the lid because it's gonna help us keep the paint gonna help us keep the paint fresh. I just popped it right back on there. Now I'm gonna use purple. And this hasn't been opened in a while, so I'm gonna pull that dried paint out of there. At least, yeah. I'm gonna label these. Nope, it's blue. Okay. I want to use about the same amount of paint across the whole thing. I'm not going to use 10 ton. I'm not going to use the same amount of paint the more colors I use. Now I want to kind of keep my colors separate, but they're going to blend together a little bit in the middle. I might need to change the sprayer because it's kind of, and because of my brayer, a little bit went over the edge, but wipe that off. Okay, so let's look. See, my paint is really thin. You can see my fingers through, and we can see the paper, kind of the paper glowing up from underneath. And then I'm going to put my paper on, and I'm going to rub it really well. Okay. Making sure I'm rubbing everywhere, get around your edges, in the middle. A little bit too much red, but that's okay. A little bit too much is okay, but way, way, way too much is not okay. And we can see here that I've got the red and the blue, red and blue mixed, and then the blue. So I've got almost 3 different colors on there. So we almost have a gradation. Okay, this time I'm going to use 3 colors. So let's do red again, and I'm going to squeeze up a little bit. That's all the red I'm going to use this time because I'm going to add 2 more colors. Let's use this blue this time. Squeeze up a little bit, and that's all the blue I'm going to use. This time I'm going to put green on this side, squeeze up a little bit. I'm going to spread it. I'm going all the same direction because I've got these, I want my colors in stripes. Okay. I'm going to clean it off. This one works much better. Okay. So check. My paint is not too thick. I can see my fingers through it. We can see the color of the paper. The color of this paper kind of shining up through it. I'm gonna put my paper down carefully. Once you get it down like this, don't pick it back up. I'm gonna rub really well. Oops. that's my third one. Had a little too much green, but that could be cool in my next print, depending on what I do. Let's see. I have not refilled the white, so we'll save white for another time. I'm going to show you one more thing. This is kind of an option if you want to try it. So I'm going to use my red again, and I'll do the one blue. So I'm going to put you don't need to squeeze very hard to put the paint out. I'm just barely squeezing. Okay, this is going to make kind of a plaid. So I'm going to go this way first. And then I'm going to go this way. Oops. Okay. It doesn't show up very well now, but I can tell I've got the right amount of paint because I can see stuff through the piece of paper. And I'm going to put my name on this because I only planned on 3. One thing to think about is when you're using multiple colors, the point of using multiple colors is not to mix them all up so that it becomes one plain color. If you want one plain color, do one plain color. If you're doing multiple colors, not more than 3, don't put more than 3 colors. If you mix it all up, I might as well just have used purple. And on this one, it's going to mix together to make, kind of a funky gray color because red and green mix together to make a chromatic gray, which is kind of a poopy brown. So be thoughtful about your color choices. Okay. All right. So, and this picked up the leftover blue and stuff from right there. So this kind of makes sort of a plaid. I've got the plain red, more or less plain blue, and the mix of the red and blue, mix of the red and blue. So that's another kind of color blocky option that you have. And this has kind of a crease in it, which is okay. I mean, I'm not going to take points off of your prints because you get the jelly plate with the crease in it. Just kind of use it as normal and everything will be fine. Okay, so those are my prints, like one color, 2 colors, 3 colors, and another version of 2 colors. So you can do whatever you like, but I want to be able to see the 3 colors. If they're all mushed together, that's not great. Okay, now at the end, you're going to bring your jelly plate back to me, and your clean off papers go on the drying rack with your prints. Prints and clean off papers go on the drying rack. The clean off papers we use for projects later on because they're pretty and they're interesting. So that's the basic jelly plate print. Can't wait to see what you do.